everybody, and welcome to a show that's finally back on its feet. I am your host and basketball enthusiast, Mr. Colin Buchanan. I am here with my great friend in return, Mr. Christopher Scuderi.
Or Scuds. Everyone can refer to me
Or
as
Scuds.
that. I'd rather that, but yeah, it's good to be back. Let's talk some hoops.
Yeah, we're about halfway through the season. Before we really get into our...
Exactly. I think we're exactly halfway.
Yeah, but there's two things I really want to get off my chest real quick. One, did you see the score last night between the Knicks and the Nets?
No, what was it?
It was 120-66.
That can't... Wait.
The Nets scored 66 points last night.
That can't... Hold on.
That's the score. That was the score.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hold on. 120 minus.
They won by 54.
54 points.
And it was actually a franchise record that the Knicks did for the largest margin.
Is that a league record?
No.
That's gotta be close.
No, the league record I believe is 70. I think it's like 70 something. And it was not. And it was recent actually. It was between the Thunder and the Grizzlies.
Oh my God, that is actually 70 points. That's unbelievable.
Yep. So, and then the second thing, how do you feel about your Lakers at this point in the season?
I feel exactly how I felt at the beginning of the season. They're extremely overrated. You know, you look at the record, you're like, oh, that's a good year. I mean, they're right again. 3 to 8 or 7 is like the difference of one game. So, you know, they're climbing up and down, but they have no chance of competing. I never wavered on that. They needed a trade this offseason. They never did. Everyone's saying wait till the trade deadline. No action so far. And now a piece came out by Rob Pelinka talking about trying to get Giannis in 2027. And it's weird how it came out like a couple weeks before the deadline because the can is just gonna get pushed down the road again. They're not gonna make any moves over this pipe dream of getting Giannis. It's not gonna happen. I can't imagine Luka's too happy. I mean, you think he wants to wait for Giannis in 2 years? Like, I don't think so. I think it's just an absolutely stupid idea. Because guess what? You wait 2 years, and what if Giannis signs somewhere else? Then what? You waited 2 years for nothing. I don't know.
Listen, it's typical Lakers. It's typical Lakers thing. Remember in those mid-2010s, they thought they were going to get DeMarcus Cousins. They thought they were going to get LaMarcus Aldridge. They thought they were going to get Paul George.
But it's not a Laker. This is a Rob Pelinka.
No. Trust me. It's been a track record, dude. It's been a track record. But enough of that. We only have 2 topics to talk about in the show. Obviously, the NBA All-Star festivities are coming up in a few weeks. And just a few days ago, they announced the starters. But before we get started, do you want to hear something crazy that I saw the other day? So they came up with the final votes for the fans. Danny Avia had more total fan votes than Wemby, Edwards, and LeBron.
More fan votes.
Tell me that is something that's wrong. I get it. Like, the guy is having most improved number type seasons. But if you have him votes ahead of probably the top 15 players in the NBA, and 2 of them are in the top 10, something's wrong with those numbers.
What is he averaging? Isn't it like 26 points a game?
Avia is so let me actually pull up his stats real quick. It's like 25 a game.
My only explanation is that Wemby's been hurt. LeBron was hurt to start the season. And Edwards, I don't know if Edwards has been hurt.
26.2 points.
All right. I know Wemby and LeBron have missed time. Has Edwards missed time?
Yes, he missed a month because of hamstring injury or something.
That's probably it right there. Because if they let's just say all played the same amount of games, he's fourth on that list. Like he's not out dueling those guys. It's probably only because they've been hurt. LeBron was hurt to start the year. Wemby had a calf. He had a calf problem. I didn't even know Edwards missed. Oh yeah, Edwards had like a hamstring. He was out for a month.
Yeah, he missed. I think it was most of November he missed.
So that's probably why he's got more fan votes. Because no one in their right mind would take him.
But
over
but
those
is
three.
that to be honest, that is surprising to you, right?
It is because like I can tell you, LeBron since he's come back is averaging like 26 points a game. Like he's doing what he usually does.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, but I'm surprised he's not. I don't. I never looked at the All-Star starters or.
I can tell you that right now as we're actually going to get right into that. So obviously a few days ago they announced the NBA starters. This year's format is 2 USA teams and 1 world team. And funny enough, because of the world team, it's 8 players per team, so 24 players in total. So it's 8 for one USA team and 8 for another USA team, and then 8 players for the world team. So in this case, the starters for the East is Giannis, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Kate Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey. And then in the West, you have Curry, Luka, SGA, Jokic, and Wemby. Now, 5 of those guys are already world players, which is Giannis, Luka, SGA, Jokic, and Wemby.
Yeah.
But before we get into a little bit of discussions, do you think they got the starters correct?
I'm just Did they get rid of like? I remember, what is it called?
The team?
Like the all NBA team, the all NBA teams. They got rid of positions, right?
Yes.
They did the same thing. I mean, Steph, Luka, and Shea are all guards, so they're starting, and then Wemby and Jokic are both centers. So I don't understand the logic.
Well,
behind
you have
that.
to realize, these are just the starters that are going to be playing in the game.
But that's my point. Is that those guys? I mean,
They're like automatically going to be
Wait.
starting. They're automatic starters. So that means
That's
that
my
an
point.
additional. So basically the starting lineup for the world team is already done for. It's Giannis, Luka, SGA, Jokic, and Wemby. Now you just have to assemble the rest of the 2 teams. My question, listen, let's just forget about the All-Star game itself format. In my opinion, I think they got the starters correct. The only player I would probably maybe would have left off on the list is maybe Wemby, only because of the amount of games he's played in the season. That's the only thing I would say. I think they obviously what?
Who would take his spot?
Who would take his spot? Edwards. Anthony Edwards. Easily.
Well, he's missed time too.
Yeah, but he's missed less games, I think. Or just for the hell of it, just LeBron, just so that he can have that consecutive seasons of being a starter.
Yeah,
Or heck, you could put Anthony Davis on there.
wasn't. Yeah. I feel so bad for him.
And yet you were like, yeah, I'm putting it down. I'm writing it down on this time, on this day, that Dallas Mavericks win the NBA championship. How's that going for you?
I still believe it to be true if they were healthy, but health was always the biggest caveat. Kyrie's not even there. I mean, my God, if they were healthy.
Mm-hmm. But
if everyone gets healthy to end the year, I will still pick them. Even with no chemistry, I will pick them to win the whole thing. But at this rate, it's not going that well because the injuries have been destroying them. Cooper Flag has looked great. He's looked exactly like I thought he was gonna. He's probably averaging what, like 20 points a game.
He's around like 18 or so.
Yeah, he's playing. He's doing exactly what I thought he was gonna do. He's playing great. They just can't get healthy. And
No,
that's
I
their
agree.
biggest problem. It's not that their players are there. It's not like the Lakers where the players just suck. It's just they just can't get healthy. If they're healthy, they'd win.
Yep.
I didn't get
So,
on my mind.
I mean, do you agree with the starters? Do you agree?
I'd say yeah.
Exempting LeBron, obviously, on your end.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
All right. So now to get into the first discussion. Now we have to be a little bit careful here, only because we can't go over for the world players. So in this case, we would have to pick three world players, and we would have to pick, and the rest would have to be USA players. So in this case, we're gonna do the reserves for the NBA All Star Game and everything, and the first player in my mind that instantly will no doubtably will get an All Star for the first time, that is Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks. The guy just keeps getting better and better by the game. He's averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists while shooting 51% from the field. Tell me that is not all-star numbers, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Where are you seeing these reserves? Are you like on a?
No, I'm just looking up just like the NBA players who I think are going to be the all-stars for this year.
Oh, okay. So we're okay. I get it. So reserves. Has has Trey Young played for the Wizards yet?
No, they actually said that he's probably not going to be playing probably until after the All-Star break, they said.
Is he hurt?
Yeah, he's dealing with knee soreness.
Oh, okay.
So, but I actually do have something pulled up as far as like people like predicting who will be the reserves. This is the Eastern Conference version. Mitchell obviously will be a reserve. Jalen Duran is going to be a reserve. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually think this really will happen. I think Michael Porter Jr. will make an All-Star appearance.
How many? Hold on. How many guys are reserves?
Because of the format for this year, so it would have to be three world players would have to be the reserves. And then, how many of the starters would it be? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it would be 3 for one. It would be 3 for the starters, and then it would be another 8 for the reserves. So basically, it would be, I guess, like an entire reserves team as one team, I guess.
The All-Star game this year is so done. They made this.
This is why I think we should have just done East versus West and just done a target score.
I don't get. Yeah, remember 2020?
Yeah, that was East. That was
the greatest All-Star games ever.
Oh yeah, no, that was team captains with a target score.
Why did they change?
They changed it because like it was after like 2 or 3 years. Like they kind of like nonchalant it. They kind of stopped doing it. So, but if they were to do, but you gotta realize, this was on the players' perspective, not fans' perspective or anything. This is what the NBA players wanted.
Is this format here?
Is this format right here?
I remember didn't Steph advocate?
Steph did advocate on this. I remember listening to that story and everything. He said that this was what the NBA guys' best interest in what they wanted. This is something that us and Adam Silver discussed during the offseason and everything. So here it is. But for my proposal, for what I really would love to do, keep like the fan voting and everything like that. That's fine. But I think you know what'd be really cool? The NBA should distribute 3 NBA ideas. So like what they should do is like do a team versus world All-Star game, or do East versus West with target score, or just do a regular normal All-Star game, or like a fourth option. Let the fans vote, and then let the players do it out.
Yeah, I just don't like. What is the goal with changing? Like, do they
The
want these
goal
players to
for
play like it's
them,
Game 7 of the final? Like, I don't understand. They want them to go 100 miles an hour all the time. Like, that's
you
never happened throughout the course of the look at go watch 90 go watch any All-Star game back in the day. They're not even trying, dude. They're not like they're playing nonchalant
I
basketball, and everyone was
think,
fine with
to
it
put in the
because they
best perspective, they want the All-Star game to be like what it was in 2020, but with a twist from what it was in the mid 2010s. They want to make it competitive but also fun looking. Like, you remember how fun all
so
those
how do
All-Star
you
games were in the
balance that out?
2010s and
I
everything?
don't. I remember watching like 2014 when Dwayne Wade was throwing lobs to LeBron. They weren't going
Yeah.
like 100
They
miles an hour.
want
They
they
weren't.
want something like that, but also in a 2020 type style of a game. That's what all of us want. But I don't think, because there's so many great international players, they're having a hard time on figuring out where to tie it all together. And I think if maybe like you do like a fan voting all-star thing, maybe that might juice some things up. Maybe that might actually inspire the guys to maybe compete a little bit more. But enough of that. So, obviously, I'll give you my predictions on who I think is going to be the All Stars reserves. Um, Mitchell's going to be one. Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Duran, Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes, and I actually think Michael Porter Jr. And then I got to think of one more. Dang. Um, who, in my opinion, do I think will be um do I want to do Josh Giddey? I mean, he has been up and down throughout the season. Um, I gotta think of some other guys. What's Siakam's numbers?
You know who I could see making an All-Star
Oh,
game in
Pascal
the.
Siakam. You know what? Just because of the team's record, I'm going with Pascal Siakam.
Mm.
So, via of NBC Sports, this guy who predicted like who were going to be the All Star reserves. So my picks, other than the last guy, which he said is Norman Powell, mine would be Donovan Mitchell, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Duran, Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes, Michael Porter Jr., and Pascal Siakam. Because Siakam's averaging 24, 7, and 4 on 48% shooting.
Yeah.
Those are All Star numbers.
Yeah, they are. It just sucks that the Pacers are trash, but there's nothing he can do about
Oh,
it.
absolutely, 100%.
And I'd probably agree. Like, I gotta be honest, I don't watch enough of the other teams to even know what they're averaging, the players, so I think I agree with everything. You know who I could see making an All-Star game down the line?
Who?
Who's the center for the Heat? Where?
Oh, Khalil Ware?
I could see him. He's been a breakout this year. He might make one in a couple of years. He's been really good for them. Even Cedric Coward for the. He might win. No, he's not going to win. Rookie of
No,
the Year.
it's going to be between Con Knipple and
I think. Yeah, Concanipple. Didn't he have the record for most threes? He had a record. He got to 100 threes the quickest of any player in the history of the league.
He was the third. He was the third fastest. I think before that, I think it was Edwards and Curry. But I mean, Khalil Ware. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, he's averaging 11 points a game. I mean, compared
Or
to
maybe. I know earlier in the year, his numbers were at least. they were pretty good like earlier in the year. Maybe he dropped off.
No, he didn't drop off, actually. I mean, his production-wise from, like, his scoring and, like, what he's been doing defensively has improved. I mean, he's
Yeah,
shooting...
he made a
He's
couple
averaging
injuries.
almost 12 points a game with almost 10 rebounds. He's shooting one less percentage from the field. So, yeah, I mean...
If he can get to 18 points a game, I think he could make. I think because what is Duran? What is he averaging? Because
Jalen
he's
Duran,
yeah,
I believe he's
and
averaging, like, 15, 10,
so he can Khalil he can get there.
17 and 10.
Yeah, if he can get there, he can make an all-star team. But I think he's probably gonna win the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. So, but I mean, actually, funny enough, actually, I actually thought he would have more blocks. He actually is averaging. He's only averaging less than a block a game, which I find very interesting. He's shooting
Durant.
63% from the field.
Yeah, he's pretty much
So,
not missing.
Um, so basically, your All Stars the same as mine for the East.
Yeah, I'd
Now,
say they're the same.
for the West, obviously Edwards, KD, Şengün, Chet Holmgren, Denny Avia, Kawhi, um,
Mhm.
who else? Harden is a good candidate. Um,
Yeah, the Clippers have been playing a lot better. So recently.
yeah. Lauri Markkinen. Oh, Lauri Markkinen. Lauri Markkinen. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
give a damn. Lauri Markkinen needs to make an All-Star appearance. Or Keontae George. Keontae George is probably going to be the most improved player. I mean, the dude, just in his last 10 games, is averaging 24 points a game. And just in this season alone, he's averaging 24 a game. And he's actually
That is
just coming
insane.
off a career high in 43 points in the win against the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's legit.
he's legit. And I mean, Markkinen's actually averaging a career high in points.
What is he averaging?
28 a game.
My God, dude. I saw a podcast with Richard Jefferson, and he was talking about like the scoring. Like he was number 7 in the league in scoring, and he was averaging 22 points a game. And then he looked at the current scores, and he would be like 23rd.
Yeah.
That is how good this league is now. You have that many guys averaging like 25 points. It's insane, dude. Players are so good now. It's insane. It's unbelievable.
So you said that Richard Jefferson averaging 22 a game. So Keontae George averaging 24.4 points per game. That's 18th in the league.
That's unbelievable.
So I mean, this guy on the NBC Sports, Jamal Murray's an option, James Harden's an option, but I mean, honestly, clearly on the board, Edwards, KD, Şengün, Chet, Denny Avia, Kawhi, who's been playing unbelievably amazing, and then my pick would be Lauri Markkinen. Those would be my reserves for the All-Star game.
I think only thing I would change is someone would have to be substituted for Jamal Murray. He's kept them. Has he been injured?
No,
Jamal? Yeah, he's been playing because Jokic has been out.
Jokic
And
has been out.
Everyone thought they might slip, but he's been playing out of his mind.
Oh
Jamal
yeah.
Murray.
Well, also the other guys have stepped up too.
And that's the thing, Denver is so deep. Like I don't think people realize how much better they got in the off. They got so much deeper, which is why when these injuries pop up, they can afford it
You know
because they
what?
have
You
other
might-
talent.
You might be
On the
onto
bench.
something. Listen, you want to hear his last? You want to hear his stats for his last 10 games for Murray?
Yeah,
29 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds, on 50, 40, 90. So that's 50% from
Yeah.
the field,
Telling
40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line.
I'm telling you, man. He's been playing insane.
And the
He's been
season's averaging
insane.
26. And actually, he could reach the 40, 50, 90 club, actually. The 40, 50, 90 club.
Hmm.
It's 26, 89 from the free throw, 45 from three, and 49 from the field goal. So, yeah, I mean,
I could see it.
I could
I think
definitely see it.
someone.
Maybe as maybe as a replacement. Like, that's actually really good about this upcoming All-Star is like some of the guys, especially the international guys that get hurt, like Murray can be slotted in because he's Canadian. Josh Giddey
I
can
don't
be
know.
slotted in because he's international. Like it doesn't matter like if you play for the East or the West, as long as you're international or U.S., you can be on the team.
I'd probably take out of those guys. I'd probably substitute Harden. Like if I had to go
Yeah.
guard for guard, I would swap Murray for Harden. I think Murray's had a great season.
What are the chances that? All right, let me ask you. Do you think Markkinen has a higher chance to make it than Murray?
No, just because the Jazz suck. I mean, that would be that would be the reason. It's because the Jazz are awful. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamal's kept that team afloat, and I know other guys are stepping up. But let's be honest, if he's not averaging 30, they're not winning these games, and he's been doing it.
What are the
So
chances? What are the chances that Zion gets in?
0.
Okay.
He's not making it, and what a disappointment. Maybe we could touch on that in a while or whatever. What a disappointing career thus far from Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
That guy, I remember everyone's comparing him to LeBron, saying he's the next LeBron, all the hype, and look what's happened. Nothing. That sucks, man.
Yeah, no, it's very unfortunate.
Never
Do
could stay injured, man. He's always injured.
you think any Mavericks get in?
No. I don't think Flag. I don't. Has anyone ever made the All Star team rookie year?
Yeah.
Who?
LeBron made it in his first year.
He didn't make. He didn't make the All Star team his first year.
I thought he did.
No, it was second year.
Oh.
It was either second or third.
I think
But
MJ
he was
did in
just-
his first year.
don't know.
Oh no, technically Blake Griffin did in 2011
but-
because remember he missed his full rookie season, and then in
Oh,
2011, so that
don't know
kind of
if I-
counts.
Yeah, I guess.
Um,
I don't think Flag. His numbers are good, but they're not. They're not good enough to be all. Like I probably in the next 2 years he'll probably make it, but I don't see him making it this year. But he's been playing great. AD obviously not gonna make it. Hasn't been healthy.
you know who? You know what's the one player I wish? I actually know. Wow, Jalen Williams' stats are really lower than I expected.
He hasn't been. He's been in and out of the line. He has another injury he's dealing with.
Yep.
He has not been healthy this year. And it doesn't. The crazy thing is, whenever people say like, the only hope for a team is them getting injured, like, even if the Thunder's players get injured, it literally doesn't. Like that's how deep they are. It literally doesn't matter. They blow everyone out every night. They blow everyone out. The only team that they haven't had success against is the Spurs. Which,
Oh, hold on.
interesting. What?
Huh. You know what? I don't know. You know what? Maybe Markkinen and Murray might not be in my support. I totally forgot. Devin Booker,
I did for. What is he averaging?
25, 4 and 6, but it's where they are in the standings.
I'd probably take Markkinen out. I would.
Yeah,
take
no,
Markkinen
but
out.
that's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like, if there
It's
was a
between
West
Phoenix-
player, it's between Murray, Markkinen, and Booker. Those would be the three final guys that I would want as like my final like reserve.
I totally forgot about. But dude, the Suns are having a better year than
Everyone
I think
anticipated.
I thought.
Does that mean
Look,
that
they're
they're going to
10
be
games over
buyers at the
500. Like,
deadline, which we'll get to in a few moments?
mm-hmm.
So, no one from Sacramento, I don't believe.
No.
Um. Oh, LeBron.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so someone's definitely got to come out.
Someone's
Now.
definitely got to get out.
I mean, but it's not out of sympathy. He's been averaging 26. Like, I would have started him.
Yeah.
I would have started him, but I'm probably biased just because I'm a LeBron
I mean,
fan.
do you
but
take him out over Chet?
I'm not. No, I would take LeBron over Chet. I don't know.
No,
what
are you
Chet's
taking
averaging.
Chet over? Are you taking Chet out so you can put LeBron in?
I'd probably take Kawhi out.
Really?
Yeah, I'd take Kawhi out.
You know what? I'm with you on that. Only because if Kawhi misses like these next like 10, 15 games, because I mean, listen, his knee is like made of glass. So
He's got more knee. I didn't even know he was
yep,
injured.
no. This past week, they announced that he had knee inflammation in his knee.
Yeah, that I can tell you that knee issue is a chronic. Like, that's a chronic issue. Like, that's never going away. Like,
Yeah.
he just manages it at this point. It never truly goes
All
away.
right, so after some considerations, I think I've made up my mind. So my Western Conference reserves for the 2026 All-Star Game in Los Angeles will be Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Alphonse Sengun, Denny Avia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. LeBron and Devin Booker. That's mine.
I think personally, I would take.
No. Now you do yours.
No, I agree with all of them. The only thing I would change from that is I think I would take. And I was thinking of taking Advia out for Jamal Murray because I really think he's been stepping up.
Yeah, no. Listen,
But that's,
like I said,
tough.
that's your choice.
In the Blazers, I mean, they're 500. Like, they're not. They're a playing team. He's kept them, top 3 seed. I mean, Jokic. Think about all that production you're losing, and they had some other guys that were out, and his numbers been through the roof.
No, I totally agree.
I think I gotta go with Jamal over Advia. I think I gotta do that.
So your All Stars is Edwards, Durant, Sengun, Holmgren, Booker, LeBron, and Murray.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm totally fine with that. So now time to get into a little fun of a little subject. We're gonna do this a little different. Instead of kind of saying trade predictions, I'm going to ask you for trade predictions. Ooh. So basically, I'm gonna call this is gonna be called scale rate. So basically, I'm gonna give you on a scale of 1 to 10 of what if this player or this team is going to be active at the trade deadline or is going to get traded. So the first player up, Michael Porter Jr. On a scale of 1 to 10, who do you think he'll get traded?
So what? 10 being definitely?
Yes. And if you want, you can also bring your trade ideas. I know you've done your 15 team
I only
trade.
Do that for the Lakers. I don't do trade like for other teams. Because the Lakers are in my best interest to win, but they never do any of the things I come up with that are smart. But
and on top of that, if it's higher than an 8, you can predict on where you think they'll go.
I'll say 5. He has such a bad the whole reason he got traded and why Denver was so happy is because his contract is insane. I forget how much money he's making.
It's $38 million.
That's a lot. And he don't get me wrong, he's been playing great, but if he's gonna go to a team that already has stars, his numbers are coming down. Like there's no getting around that. And are you gonna pay him like we see what he's capable of, but are you gonna pay him $38 million to average 18 points a game? He's probably averaging what, like 25 right now?
Michael Porter Jr. is averaging just about. He's averaging 25 a game.
Yeah, that would instantly come down if he plays on a team that's trying to win. It's
But what if you
like
put him in a situation like if it was with Atlanta? What if he gets moved to a team in which like he becomes a secondary option rather than a role player because of the production that he's become to for this season? I think that's what the approach should be for all teams going into this trade deadline. I think we should not be looking at teams who are contenders. I think we should be looking at teams in which are looking for the future. So, for example, like Chicago would be a great example. The Clippers would be a great. Actually, I think the Clippers would be the team that I would trade him to.
But I don't think he can be the second best player on a championship team.
It's not about being a championship team because he's not a champion. Listen, he already has a championship.
But if you're paying him $38 million, you want him to be the second best player on a champion. Like you don't want a role player to be making $38 million a year.
No, that's true.
It depends what the goal of each franchise. If a franchise's goal is to kind of just be all right and like not, maybe make the playoffs, first round exit, you can get away with that. Him as your second best option. But if you're trying to go higher than that, he cannot be the second best player. I just don't think he can. I think he's a top tier role player, and he's overpaid, and that's why Denver traded him. And they got Cam Johnson, who makes what? They're almost the same player, but he makes $23 million instead of 38. So I think that's where he should be in terms of price range. I think he got way overpaid, and I don't think he could be his second best option on a championship team. If it's a mediocre team or a middle of the pack team, then maybe yeah. But that's why I don't think he'll be traded because I don't think teams are going to want to give him that contract.
Okay. Well,
guarantee it.
In my opinion,
I'm going like 4.
on my scale, I would do an 8. I mean, because like I just said before, I think NBA teams are going to look at this as not just a player in which he will come off the bench and stuff like that. I think they're going to try to utilize him as a scoring option, as a second or third option. And as far as that, because of the number I said, there are 2 teams I think actually that I think he would be perfect for. And I think that the team that, because of the salary that he's making, the Clippers and the Detroit Pistons. I mean, if you implement Michael Porter Jr. scoring along with Cade, that can be a very good tandem. I mean, you could probably trade Tobias Harris's contract and another player. You could probably do Tobias Harris, Duncan Robinson's contract, and maybe a first or second round pick for Michael Porter Jr. That would be a great trade, honestly, because then your lineup would be, it would be Cade, Asar Thompson, Michael Porter Jr., whoever will play power forward for them, and then it'd be Jalen Duran.
Wait, okay. So would he start?
Michael Porter Jr., yes.
So how much money does Tobias make?
Tobias Harris makes... There is a way that you can see what he's making.
Hold on, I'm gonna look.
I gotta find it. No, I'm finding it right now.
All right, let's see. Pistons. Or the Tobias is making 26 and Duncan is making 16.
So yeah, so that matches.
So yeah, I mean it adds up. Well, think about it now. If you do that, you're getting rid of 2 players to get 1 back. So you're really banking on MPJ continuing the run he's had. And you got to keep in mind, he's averaging these numbers in a losing situation. Can he do that in a winning situation?
I don't think he can do it in a winning. I mean, he has done it, but just not at those numbers.
That's my point. You're going to pay him $38 million. If those numbers come down, you have no margin of error if he plays bad because you got rid of 2 players. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
So that's something they'd have to figure out if that's the lesser of the evils. But I don't think it'd be the worst thing. I just don't know if they would be good getting 1 player back.
Well, I'm sure they'll probably make another trade eventually to probably boost up their depth and everything.
And do they want to? They're the number 1 seed right now. I don't know if I'd touch anything on that team, to be honest.
All right.
It's not like a middle of the pack team that needs. I mean, I don't watch the Pistons at all. I don't know if they need depth or what it is.
They need depth. They honestly, need depth, or they really could use a true secondary scoring option.
Because Jaden
Ivey, he still needs time to get back and everything from his year-long injury that he suffered last season.
Yeah, they do. They do need us. They're one of the best defensive teams. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league, and that's why they have the record that they have. So I get it. Wanting to get a clear secondary score, MPJ. I don't know if you can do that with the expectation of winning a championship. That's my only concern with it, but that would have to be something that they gauge and see if they want to take that risk.
Mm-hmm. So the next player up that on your scale from 1 to 10 on to get traded is Jonathan Kuminga.
Oh, 10.
I think it's 1,000. You want my opinion? It should be 1,000.
Well, he is as good as gone.
Since we drafted him, we've never figured out what to do with this man. I've given up.
I don't understand why.
I've given up.
He's a 3-and-D player. He's athletic. He can jump out of the building. He can space.
Well, apparently, we still think that we're still championship contending, and we don't want to develop our young players. That's it.
For teams that want to compete, it makes sense not to develop young players. You can't afford to. Like, if you're in win now mode, you need veteran guys who have been there, done that, and can contribute on a nightly basis. But the point is, they developed him. Like, he can contribute. I don't know why Steve Kerr benches him. Like, I would love it. I mean, my God, swap him for Vanderbilt. I would do a jig.
Well, as of recently, speaking of the Lakers, actually, I just read a tweet, and the perimeter players linked to the Lakers is Peyton Watson, Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Keon Ellis, and DeAndre Hunter.
Okay, wait, say that. Andrew Wiggins, Keon Ellis,
DeAndre Hunter, Peyton Watson, and Jonathan Kuminga.
See, that's not bad. The problem with the Lakers is they need multiple. Like, you can't get one. They need, 3 to 4 guys to come in to actually give them a shot. One player is not going to do it. They have too many holes on this roster. But Kuminga, I think he gets traded. How much money is he making?
He's making about $20 million because of the contract extension he signed in the offseason. It's like $22.5 million or something.
See, I think that's a fair. I think they're going to get fair value for him, and I think a team would he's averaging 13 points a game. It's not like he's averaging, and he probably thinks he can do better,
Yeah, but
which is
the
why he's
issue is
requesting a
he
trade.
has like 20 DMPs.
That's the thing. I think he could absolutely average 18 on a team that will use him correctly. And again, he's so easy to use. He's good. He's a really good defender. He can switch. Like, you could switch him on to different guys. He's athletic. He can handle the ball.
And he's still young.
Shot. That's like the easiest guy to put in any rotation. You could put him out there with anyone. I don't know why the Warriors haven't been able to figure it out.
I told you,
really give him a
because
chance.
we still think we're contenders, and we have no time to develop for the next generation yet.
Kuminga's not at a development. Like, he's who he's going to be at this point in his career. He's been in the league for how many years? Like, at some point, you just
He's been in the league for 5 years.
Exactly. He's past the... Like, players can always get better, but he is what he is at this point. I don't think the Warriors use him correctly. It's like the Lakers with Gabe Vincent. They use that guy like Ray Allen, but I think he's going to get traded to where, though, is the question. $20 million, that's not a ton of money. That's a fair... I think teams are going to prey on the Warriors, though. Because he's requested a trade and because he's getting DMPs, they're going to play on that and say, if we're going to take this risk on, we want either picks or they want something coming back to entice the deal even more.
So, one thing that I read, this was actually yesterday, one thing that they did say that the only way that they would want to trade rather than win now, it would be in return, they would have to get something in which that would go into when Steph retires. So, in that case, like, the best player example, honestly, that you can say that for, I don't know. I mean, the very first player that comes to my mind, but I don't want to do that, it would be John Morant, because he's still young and everything, but I don't want to do that.
They're not going to move.
No.
Understand this. They're not going to get anyone
they
to
are
replace
taking
Jeff
their
Kelly's plan.
approach. Another thing I also read the other day was, like, they don't want to make moves in which that are going to be win now or this is it. Like, they don't want to do that. They kind of want to... The best way I can say this, actually, they want to nonchalant this trade deadline. Like, they do want to make a move, but at the same time, they don't want to. Like, it's very confusing. I think once when...
They don't want to handicap when Steph retires. They don't want to handicap themselves. But you have Steph Curry. Like, the odds of getting another player like that, and you got to think, like, Golden State is great. Who is going to go play? Like, Steph has made it an attractive destination. When he retires, what free agent's going to go play for the Warriors that's like a superstar?
I actually think the opposite. I think when he retires, I think it's going to bring in players because of what he did for that organization.
That's true. I could see that.
And who knows? He might be a special advisor for them or something like that.
I just think you can't rebuild. Like, they have to pick a lane. Like, you either, if it were me, I would want to contend, but with Jimmy Butler's injury now, that changes pretty much everything for them, because that's how much money is that sitting on the books? It's like, what, probably $40 million?
Yeah, it's around like 45. Yeah, it's like 50 something million.
2 years, $54 million. That's sitting on the books. And you're losing $54 million in production. For me, there's no point of going out there and trying to make a giant trade to contend this year, because no one's gonna take on Jimmy Butler. This probably ends his career as the Jimmy Butler we know, unfortunately. But I think they probably sit it out because they can't contend. That's their second best player, or third, however you look at Draymond. There's nothing they can do.
I agree.
I hate to say that because Steph.
No,
is playing
there's no hate in
20
saying
games
that, because I totally agree.
It's so hard. That sucks for them, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're really They're at a crossroads,
We're stuck.
but you can't take that risk. Like, Steph is great, but you're not going to get $50 more million incoming player value.
You want to know what I feel like
Making
we're in right now? I feel like we're in quicksand right now.
That's
Like
exactly what.
like a
that's
really
what the
slow
goals are.
pacing quicksand.
I wonder how Steph has got to be devastated. Dude. Last year, remember they were tied with the Rockets, right? Or they're winning 2-1.
They won the
got
series.
hurt. Yeah, and then they won the series. Then they play Minnesota. He got hurt. That ruined. Oh man, that ruined it last year.
You don't think
This is gonna ruin it
I
this
know
year.
about this? You don't think I don't know how I feel about this?
I'm talking to the audience. I'm not talking to you because I know you know it. Like I'm just saying what I think.
No, I know.
I'm not like rubbing this in. I'm just talking about.
You're
the
hurting my
chances and everything.
feelings.
So I just think. I wonder how Steph has to understand, from an organizational perspective, they can't. What eggs can they even throw in what basket? They can't. They're not going to make a trade that's going to make them contenders again until that $54 million becomes money they can play with. So they're honestly just going to have to kind of take a gap year for 2 years. Because think about it. No one's going to trade for Jimmy Butler unless they're getting value in return because of this injury. And so after 2 years, I mean, Steph's going to be 39 years old in 2 years.
Yeah.
Is that worth going all in for if he's going to retire in the next year or two after that?
Well, to counter that, I think. This is what really made me mad. We legitimately had the core when he was going to retire. I'll keep saying this over and over. We had this core. We had it like.
I get it.
But things happen. Things happen in the NBA.
Well, who was part of that core? I don't even.
The core. So the core that I had in my mind, if you want to go back to all the way to 2020, it would be Jordan Poole, Pop Krzyzewski, Kuminga, Quentin Post, and Tyrese Jackson-Davis, Moses Moody, Eric Pascal, who we had that was great for us when we weren't that good. So we had about 6-7 guys that would have carried on after Curry retired and everything. But listen, enough Warriors talk. So we'll get into more of that when we talk about another topic for a future event. Now, I have a funny little topic one for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how the New Orleans Pelicans players get traded?
Yes.
So that's Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Zion, Jordan Poole.
Tear it down in New Orleans. That team. Let's just look at this. They're dead last. They're done. They're done. It's time for them. It's time for them to. They are going to be a seller now. Herb Jones, they're going to want a lot for him. He's a.
Supposedly, they said that they want to do like a Mikal Bridges type trade.
They want I think the only reason they want a first round pick for him is because the Lakers were linked, and the Lakers are as desperate as anything. So I guarantee he won't go for like. If they can get good players in return, they'll probably do it, or maybe some draft picks or whatever. Because if you're New Orleans, you want draft picks. They got to blow this thing up. Maybe you don't trade everyone, but maybe you keep Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. Zion's got to go, though. You got to get something for him. He is not going to get you anywhere. Jordan Poole is meh. He might help you lose, honestly. Maybe you keep him. But they gotta tear down what they're doing now, and they gotta try to get another star somehow through the draft, because that's the way they gotta go. They're dead last in the West. They're not gonna compete.
I will say though,
they gotta blow it up.
if they do plan on blowing it up, Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears have been doing pretty good on their end, honestly.
You can keep them, but I'm saying in terms of a star, you got to see maybe if you can get something for Zion.
How would you
Like,
feel?
maybe get a star.
How would you
Maybe.
feel Zion Williamson as a Chicago Bull?
That's fine. I mean, what are the Pelicans getting in return?
They probably would get like Vucevic or something like that in return.
But they got to get like Zion's no scrub, but he's just not. It's time to turn a new leaf. Like, he's been there for what? 7
He's
6
been
years?
there for 7
even
years
what?
now.
Yeah, it's over, man. Like, and it sucks because, my God, everyone thought the Pelicans would be contenders for the next couple of years.
Everybody thought
Especially
that
when they
they'd be
grew.
contenders by now.
Almost immediately. Yeah, because that's how good he was in college. And then he got fat. He fell off. He couldn't keep the weight off. He kept getting injured. It's run its course in New Orleans, and it's time for them to shake it up, mix it up, get some draft picks for Zion. I wouldn't. Again, they don't have to blow everything up, but if they can get some draft picks for Trey Murphy, for if they can get it for Herb Jones, you have to do it because you gotta play the lottery. You gotta take multiple chances at getting a star and getting the first. They're probably gonna get the first round pick this year. I mean, they're the worst team in the league.
They actually don't have their first round pick.
Where did they trade that to?
It's Atlanta. It's in Atlanta.
I don't remember what that trade was.
It was in this past year's draft when they traded for Derek Queen.
Okay. So I don't know. They're kind of just languishing out there. But I think you blow it up, get draft picks for the future, and just turn the new leaf, and kiss Zion goodbye. I think that's what it's got to be for them.
All right. So we're gonna do two more. One of the biggest stories. Actually, this is going to be a 1-2 tantrum. Ja Morant and Giannis.
I think Giannis, I'm going to say, I'm going to say 0. I don't think he gets traded. The Bucks have said, unless he comes out and requests a trade, they're not trading him. And Giannis said he's not requesting a trade. So that's coming off this year. Ja Morant, I think yes. Well, what are the Grizzlies right now?
18 and 24.
I think that's so hard. That is so hard.
And if he were to get traded, what teams would you logically think he would go to?
Let me look at some of these teams.
Miami Heat.
Maybe, I could see that could use someone like him. Orlando. Orlando could use a point guard.
But here comes the $1 million question. Who the hell do you give up for him?
Well, I have the trade machine pulled up. Let's see I need to see what Ja's making. It's probably a ton of money. Let's see. Memphis. And then let's just.
You would I'm not even kidding with you. You would have to give up Jalen Suggs as part of that deal.
Oh, I 100% would do that. 35, and I like Jalen Suggs, but if you get Ja Morant, well, let's see what's their picks. Jalen Suggs to the Grizzlies, Ja Morant to the Magic. You're probably gonna have to give up a ton of draft. Maybe another player. Maybe a Tyus Jones just so they can get a point. No, they get a point guard there. It might honestly have to be picks. Because I don't see anyone else on this team that they would want. What are their picks like? They can give... Washington. Okay, Washington holds rights to swap. Maybe you trade that pick. So that's this year's 2026 pick. In Washington, they suck. So there's a good chance that that's going to turn number 1. Maybe that. 2027 they have a first. 2029 Memphis. Maybe they holds the right to swap. Maybe they just swap that pick. Or I'd like to see him on a team like that, has a better chance to win. And they need a point guard, man. Like, part of their problem is they don't have anyone literally run off it. Jalen Suggs, to me, is more of a two guard, and more of a combo, like Josh Hart. He reminds me more of a combo guard than like a true point guard. I think Ja Morant. I think he would be good. I think he would be good on the Magic. Other teams.
How about Toronto?
I was gonna say Toronto.
You want to know
For
who my
what?
sleeper team is? And this might sound crazy,
Hmm.
but I think they can pull it off. The Boston
Oh.
Celtics.
I saw that one. Okay, so the Celtics. What would the Raptors give up? Probably.
It would be
Manuel
quickly, in my opinion, it would have to probably be quickly. I just had the roster up. It would probably have to be quickly, and it would have to be quickly, and maybe like their first round pick from this year, Colin Murray Boyles, who's making $6 million, or Audrey Abaji, who's also making $6 million, or maybe even Grady Dick.
I would do. The thing about Ja is you're getting in at a good price because.
Honestly, if you do Abaji, Emmanuel Quickly, and 3 first-round picks for Ja Morant, there you go.
I think people are gonna buy low on him because of his whole reputation. He's not a good lead. I mean, he was dogging on the organization a while ago.
Do you remember the trade that the Pistons did when they traded Andre Drummond? Do you remember what they got in return?
No,
I do.
Probably something
It
ridiculous.
was John Henson and Brandon Knight and a second-round pick.
Yeah.
So, and I was talking this to somebody the other day. I'm like, what are the chances that like I mean, just because of how John Morant is personality wise, I actually think there's a good chance like this like him getting traded could turn into like what Andre Drummond got in return.
Well, like a better what? Better start, new start.
Like no, like just like on like the return that like the Pistons got from when they traded for Drummond. I'm not saying
How
like
many of those teams? Okay, so we know what the trade looks like for Toronto. What about Boston?
Boston.
It has to be-
Truthfully speaking, it would have to either be Derek White or Payne Pritchard.
I don't know. I don't think I would do that. Derek White's he's like a.
Or you
he's
could
like
do
he's a
Anthony
Swiss Army
Simons.
knife. Yeah, I would. Simons and what? Simons.
Truthfully, I would do Simons and Pritchard, and like 2 first-round picks. Because then with a fully healthy roster team, your lineup would be John Morant, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Nemesis Quetta, who's their center, who's been most improved player type numbers. That right there.
That's pretty good. I mean, I would try Simons and Sam Hauser. I would try to do that with the picks. Because, again, you're buying low because of his whole reputation. And his numbers haven't been great. But he has a higher ceiling. All the players we talked about quickly, Simons, he has a higher ceiling than all of them. We've seen that. And so, and think about it. If he goes to Boston, he wouldn't be the best player on the team. It's Jason Tatum, but right now it's Jaylen Brown because he's not there. He wouldn't be the best player. He wouldn't have to be. And I think being in that winning culture would maybe change his mindset a bit.
Exactly.
I think he needs. So if I'm any of those teams, I would be interested in doing it. I think it gives them a higher ceiling than what they have.
And to wrap this up, have a little fun. LA Lakers.
Uh, what what I need is for LeBron to leave, so I don't have to root for them anymore. But we're not gonna get that. So if I have to talk realistically, let's just let's go to the roster. I don't even want to look at it.
I don't even want to look at it. Listen, we spent about a good 10 minutes talking about the Warriors and their future and everything, and you're like, nah.
Yeah,
there's
wait,
a roster.
let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 guys with NBA roster spots that are giving them negative value. And I'll read through them. Jared Vandershit, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleba, Dalton Connect, Jackson Hayes. Every single one of them are giving you literally nothing.
But they're great players. They contribute.
Yeah, I'm sure they contribute a lot. They help the opposing teams win, but I mean, they lost to the Kings the other night. That's how bad it's get to the 9.
You know what? Kings. Then you know what? Westbrook's been doing pretty good. Trade him back.
Yeah, but
let me ask you a question. Would you rather have Gabe Vincent or Russell Westbrook?
Gabe Vincent. They don't use him. If you watch the Lakers, they don't use him right. He's used like Ray fucking Allen. I have no idea why. He catches the ball and he shoots. He never handles the ball. He never runs pick and roll. He's just a catch and shoot fucking guard, which he's not. I mean, if you go back and watch the Miami Heat games, he dropped 30 in a finals game. He didn't do that playing like Ray Allen. Like, he was handling the ball, and they don't use him like that. I don't understand. Like, I remember in the preseason, I think Luka and Reeves were out, and he was averaging like 15 points a game. I'm like, this is what he's supposed to do, and they don't use him like that. But Vanderbilt is, I've never seen a worse offensive player in any sport, and I mean that, male, female, anything. You know that Stephen A. rant on Kwame Brown?
Yeah.
If you just you can literally replace Kwame Brown with Vanderbilt, and it would all be true. Everything he said.
He can't play.
He can't.
No disrespect.
Can't handle the ball. Doesn't have a movie just 2 times in a row. Plays. His defense is everyone. He's so overrated defensively. Everyone acting like this is like Dennis Rodman. He sucks. He absolutely sucks. They need to get another big, which they won't do. They have a big man-itis. They don't like centers. They don't like guys over 250 pounds. They like these string bean like kind of guys. So they need a center that's 250 pounds. They need a 3-and-D. They need like a Royce O'Neal kind of guard, and then they need a 3-and-D. Everyone's saying Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis is 178 pounds. They need someone with some meat.
You want Jonathan Kuminga?
Yeah, I would like that. I think, but the thing is, they need multiple guys. Like, you got to get. I would do that deal. I would try to get Kuminga, but they need a center, they need a 3-and-D guard, and they need another wing. And you might have to trade Rui. I would consider trading Rui, but you would have to get something really good, because Rui defensively is just so ass. He's so bad. They might need to trade him to get something that's better defensively, but he's the only one on the team I trust shooting the ball.
Yeah.
Like when he's wide open. Everyone else, they're kind of screwed, and they won't guarantee you they won't do anything at the deadline.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, do you think the Lakers will make any moves in the trade deadline?
No, 0.
Okay. Final player, and then we'll sign off. Anthony Davis, because his name has been swirling around, even though he has the injury and everything. Do you think that they actually pull this off and actually do trade him?
No, I don't think they should. Think about how stupid that would be. You got what? They got what, 10, probably 20 games out of Anthony Davis are going to trade him? And then what are they going to get?
Well, realistically, the most realistic team you can do it for is Atlanta. But it'd be stupid if you trade Kristaps back to Dallas, because that didn't work.
It didn't work. Now Luka's not there, and it's a little different. But I'm not doing that deal. There is no reason they should trade AD right now.
Would you trade Rudy Gobert for Anthony Davis?
No, that's all. No. No, AD is a power forward. He is not a center. So you're not getting better. They have Gafford and Lively. That wouldn't make any sense. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
They they just need health. That's literally the only thing they need.
Do
They
you
have
want to
no-
know what
they're
team
deep.
I actually would be very intrigued with that I think could work out for both sides?
Who?
What if you trade him back to the Pelicans?
No. He's gonna want to go to a team that wants to contend.
Nah, true.
doesn't-
But it could be a homecoming thing.
That's why that doesn't matter though. Like the Pistons were thinking about. I've seen they want to get in on the AD business. I don't know if that's changed because of this injury. But Dallas should not move on. That would be so stupid
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, you want to build around Cooper Flag. You can do that while having AD. You don't have to trade. Like they're so much better if AD is at the 4 and they have their 2 bigs, but they can't get out there. And Kyrie's not even there.
For now.
If they could just get healthy for now, like, isn't he coming back? He's coming back soon, right?
Supposedly, the last thing I read is that he might not be coming back at all this season.
Why? Has his progress been that slow?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They said that they want to take their best time with his injury and everything.
Hold on, I'm gonna look on fantasy real quick to see, because it usually says estimated return 212. So they have him as of right now at February 12th, which is coming up. That's
the day. I believe that is the first day when the second half of the season starts.
But that's when it says that's the estimated return date.
Yeah, it's true.
for-
But yeah.
Let's just say they get him back. Let's just say they get him back this year. 80's coming back in March. That's what.
Well,
coming back for.
maybe sooner.
Might be okay. So
Because
either
remember,
way,
he's
they'll
not
be-
getting surgery.
What does he do? I thought he was.
No, they went to a second doctor to get an opinion, and they found out that he does not need surgery.
Okay, so he'll come back maybe sooner rather than.
They'll
later.
probably come back maybe 2 or 3 weeks earlier than anticipated.
I wonder if he'll be as good. Like maybe in the off season he'll get surgery.
Probably.
If he's noticing it's not like if his numbers come down and he's noticing he can't shoot properly and he's just not the same, then maybe in the off season he'll get the surgery to fix it. But if he comes back and he's his regular self, and they get Kyrie back, I'm picking them to win the whole thing. I'm going down with the ship.
Okay.
I don't care. I would. God, I feel so bad. I wonder if they have been truly fully healthy this year, what they could have turned into.
Yeah. All right.
But I
Final
think they
take.
just gotta get the plan.
Final take. What team do you think would be the most surprising team to make a trade at the deadline?
Let's see. Surprising team,
Mm-hmm.
but what do you mean by? Because I could pick. Denver's not gonna. I'd be surprised if they made
The obvious picks, that in being Detroit, New York, Golden State, the Lakers.
So be surprised at who makes a move. Okay.
I can give you 2 teams already.
I would say I'd pick the Lakers. I'd be surprised if they did anything, especially with this Giannis news that came out. And again, they kick the can down the road all the time. I don't know if they're gonna make a trade, one, because of that, or because they can't find anything because teams realize how desperate they are to get better players, and the deals that would be in place would be so ridiculous to pay that it wouldn't even be worth doing the deals for those players. So I would be surprised if the Lakers did anything at the deadline. But other than that, every other team I could see making moves. Every other team.
I
They
think
have
Milwaukee
more
makes a
assets
move.
to give. You think Milwaukee makes it?
I think Milwaukee makes a
What?
move that will shift the tides to convince Giannis to stay.
What if they trade for Morant?
I don't know if they have. Do they have the money?
Well, Dame's okay. So his
Dame's
money's
gone.
dead on the books. Yeah, but his money
So
was definitely
hypothetically, they did say that they wanted Bobby Portis and they wanted Ryan Rollins as part of the deal.
Would that be the whole? Wait, Ryan. Where is Ryan Rollins?
Ryan Rollins, he's averaging 16 a game.
How much money is?
Around
okay.
$4 million.
So wait, him, and then who?
And Bobby Portis.
Okay, but see, how would they do it though? That's not enough money.
Or you do Ryan Rollins and Kyle Kuzma.
But even like Ja's making $39 million a year. I don't know. I don't know how much money the Bucks can absorb.
They'll probably do like what
Oh, here we go. I got it to work.
What'd you do?
Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Ryan Rollins, and you're probably gonna have to give up maybe 2 or 3 picks. I would do it because they're at this point they're desperate.
Yeah. Him and Giannis, that'd be a great duo.
You keep Miles Turner.
Mm-hmm.
You add Ja, who's averaging again, and his ceiling is right now is low.
Plus, you keep Gary Trent Jr. and Cole Anthony for depth, and you also keep Kevin Porter Jr. Yeah, I mean, it could work. This could work.
I would do if I were the Bucks. I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do that deal.
So
because you gotta show Giannis that you want to win.
That is going to do it for another episode of the B-Ball Brainiacs. We will be back. We will most likely be back right after the All-Star break to give our second half predictions and also our first half grades. Other than that, this is Colin Buchanan signing off, along with Scoods.